of the events or a repetition of the events that have taken place here in Los Angeles recently, we have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Tamir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he can't shoot. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make sense.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your
Ahmadiyyah.
skin?
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, even to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame, and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations, I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
I'm getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyyah.
oppression and exploitation.
Queen.
Touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. I see a bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all in Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat.
This is the sound of Eric Malcolm.
It's a cut on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threat. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin? me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X to my jeans and I got...
This is the sound of Famous Fun.
All right, hello everyone, Grand Rising. Thanks for tuning back in once again to another episode of the original Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur, and this is your morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. All right, let's see who we have in here. Okay, Buckhorse DC, Aeon, Mr. Hotel said the undisputed queen of everything. Thank you. Nessie X, December, Courtney J, Mr. Elevation, Ethelene, Regina, Cherie, Queen Imoni Huey, Obsidian Blaze, Dangerous is in here. Vince I am from the UK, LaMarcus, Sunshine, Priscilla, Bithia, Laverne, Nazia. All right, Eduardo, I see you. Deronda, Coco Marshmallows, Danielle, Wanda. All right, that crazy beach Aries, Anita Harrell in the house, Charlene. All right, LaVar. Shout out to everyone in the chat and everyone tuned into the Queen. Now let's get ready to get into it. Mr. Hotel said the only real Nancy Drew. Mr. Hotel is the Messy Boots. Says the only real Nancy Drew you need to be listening to, not the other fakes. All right? Not the fakes and frauds and those who copy the Queen. Okay, so let's get into it. Everyone, please get those likes up. Hey, Divine Order, Charm is in the house. Silent D. Okay, Claudette, Brand Slayer TV. All right, Re-Educated Soul, Regina. Shout out to all of my moderators for putting in work, okay? So let's get into it, Spirit Goddess. I see you. All right, Root Trackers. So with that all being said, and without further ado, let's get into it. Now, make sure you get those likes up, beloveds, because you all know that they have the Queen Shadow Band, okay? So, first things first. First things first. Hold on, let me pull up my receipt. Let me pull up my receipt. Okay, so first thing I want to talk about is Tiffany Haddish. Let's talk about Tiffany Haddish because she's still going in on Katt, trying to imply and insinuate that Katt is on drugs, okay? Trying to imply that Katt's on drugs. And at the end of the day, how is she going to talk about anybody when she has a problem with alcohol? And how do we know she has a problem with alcohol? Well, I'm so glad you asked. Because isn't that why she bombed in Florida when she did her stand-up there? I think it was New Year's Eve of last year. Also, hasn't she been arrested more than once for DUIs? Tiffany Haddish, please sit down. And here's my question about Tiffany Haddish. My question about Tiffany Haddish is, why hasn't this woman been canceled? Y'all don't have questions? Why hasn't she been canceled? And I'm not talking about because she's not funny. I'm not talking about because she's loud and ghetto and because she's even a plantation mammy. No, I'm not talking about any of those things. I'm talking about because remember that lawsuit? Did y'all forget when I reported on it last year? I believe it was September of 2022. I did 2 videos about it when those kids, right? They said that she was grooming them, or the parent, right? Said that she was grooming them. Y'all remember that? And it was a whole lawsuit. Since you don't remember, because I know on social media, some of us tend to have short-term memory. So let's get into it, because I didn't forget. Now, I'm just curious as to how she didn't get canceled for this, for these nefarious allegations, not to mention, I also reported to you all last year about that nefarious video that her and Ari Spears did, okay, about some pedo type stuff. And I didn't think it was funny, and neither did a myriad of other people. How is that ever funny? Who finds something so sick hilarious? You have to ask yourselves, okay? It's demented. That's what it is. But hold on. Let's talk about the grooming. She wants to talk about Katt being on drugs. Well, Katt says that he's not on drugs, nor has he ever tried drugs, okay? It wasn't funny at all. Tiffany Haddish breaks her silence on accusations that she and comedian Ari Spears groomed girl 14 and her 7-year-old brother into doing explicit skit titled Through a Pedophile's Eyes. Y'all remember that? How quickly we forget. Okay. So Haddish, along with comedian Ari Spears, has been accused of grooming a 14-year-old girl and her 7-year-old brother to do an explicit skit or skits in a new lawsuit obtained by TMZ. One video reportedly features Haddish teaching the underage girl how to mimic fellatio. I'm sorry, who finds this kind of sick stuff funny? Haddish is also accused of taking the boy to a home where she and Spears molested him while filming a Funny or Die video titled Through a Pedophile's Eyes. Haddish posted a statement on her Instagram account on Monday morning saying, where she said she was unable to speak much on the ongoing legal issue, but admitted to deeply regretting appearing in the sketch. Well, of course you regret it after you get sued, fool. Of course you're going to regret it after you get sued. But here's the thing. After you get sued, here's the thing. Why would you ever think that putting children in such a skit was funny? What was on her and Ari Spears' minds? I have questions. She says, I know people have a bunch of questions. Yes, I certainly do. I get it. I'm right there with you. Unfortunately, because there's an ongoing legal case, there's very little that I can say right now. But clearly, while this sketch was intended to be comedic, it wasn't funny at all. And I deeply regret having agreed to act in it. Girl, bye. I really look forward to being able to share a lot more about this situation as soon as I can. Now, last week, in a statement to the Daily Mail, her attorney, Andrew Bretler, called the accusations against Haddish bogus, saying plaintiff's mother, Trizia Morris, has been trying to assert these bogus claims against Miss Haddish for several years. Well, here's the thing. Here is the thing. If you didn't do such nefariousness, such as putting kids in a skit that was clearly inappropriate, maybe these allegations wouldn't have been levied against you. Now, let me just add that the charges or the lawsuit was dropped, I do believe. Hold on, let me just double check. And remember, they came out, the people accusing her came out and said that they didn't think she would ever hurt the child. Remember that? Because we said we find that all so funny, all so interesting. Now, did somebody pay somebody off to just change their story? Hold on. Okay, here's what it says. Tiffany Haddish and Ari Spears molestation lawsuit dismissed. Okay, said the case was dismissed. Says, my family and I have known Tiffany Haddish for many years, and we now know that she would never harm me or my brother or help anyone else do anything that could harm us. We wish Tiffany the best and are glad that we can put all of this behind us. Now I want y'all to pay attention because it sounds like somebody cut them a check. Okay, because remember, they were older. Of course, this happened when they were 14 and 7, but they were, I think, in their 20s at this point. But all of a sudden, they now realize she wouldn't put them in harm's way. Yeah, somebody cut them a check. Pay attention. Somebody gave them some money behind the scenes, in my opinion. Now, that's alleged, but of course, I believe it. Okay, I just want you all to pay attention because here's the thing. Whether or not she was actually trying to groom them, the fact of the matter is she still did such a sick and disgusting skit with people's children. Okay, so did Ari Spears. Now, we haven't heard much from him. But the fact that Tiffany is still relevant, she didn't get canceled, didn't even really receive much backlash for engaging in such a nefarious thing. That should tell you a lot right there. Okay, that should speak volumes to you. So while Tiffany Haddish is trying to imply that Katt is on drugs, honey, you must have been on drugs to do something so ignorant, okay, with people's children. And you almost got sued for it. So please sit down somewhere. Honey, the pot can't talk about the kettle. That's what they can't do. Please miss me with it. Okay, so now let's talk about Angela Bassett. Now, Angela Bassett got an honorary Oscar. And I know everybody was talking about, not everybody, but some people were talking about her kissing Regina King on the lips. People really need to sit down, okay? People need to sit down. Okay, so what if she kissed her on the lips? What has that got to do with anything? Let's just be grateful that she got her honorary Oscar. Okay, Angela Bassett hit the red carpet on Tuesday to receive her honorary Oscar in an award-worthy look. The actress, age 55, sparkled with a Dolce & Gabbana nude tulle dress. Right, so anyway, they talk about she got this honorary Oscar and all of that, but here's the thing. Don't you all think it's absolutely deplorable that Angela Bassett never actually won an Oscar? That she was only nominated, she'd never won an Oscar? Meanwhile, they gave Halle Berry an Oscar for Monsters Ball when she was doing the most with Billy Bob Thornton. Pay attention. All right. SJ said an honorary Oscar, that's insulting to a legend. Exactly. And that's my point. And see, that brings us back. I want you all to pay attention. The fact that she got an honorary Oscar rather than a real Oscar for her beautiful, magnificent, extremely talented performances, that says a lot, because that goes back to the pay disparities with Black women that are actresses. Okay? That goes back to it. And also how they only allow these Black women to win in most cases when they're playing a mammy or some role that is demeaning to them. Do you all realize and know? I want you to pay attention, beloveds. Did you all know that Angela Bassett was offered the role in Monsters Ball before Halle Berry? How many of you knew that? Angela Bassett was offered that role before Halle Berry was. But you know what? She wouldn't take it. She wouldn't take it because she didn't want to portray herself like that in film. Now, just think about it. She's always carried herself with style, dignity, elegance, and grace. You've never seen her do a nude scene, okay? Everybody's saying you never knew. That's right, because they keep that on the low. But Angela Bassett was offered the role in Monsters Ball, and she turned it down. Okay, she turned it down. And the problem that they have with Angela Bassett in Hollywood, as far as I'm concerned, is because she is the epitome of Black excellence. That's what she is, okay? She doesn't step off of her square. She doesn't compromise her integrity for anyone. And I'm sure they don't like it. I just want you all to pay attention. Okay, with that all being said, Gabrielle Union liked a comment that someone made about Vivica Fox's comments as it pertained to Taraji P. Henson and the pay disparities. So here it is right here. I'm going to share my screen so you all can see this. These people out here on social media are too much. I'm telling you. They done busted Gabrielle liking a comment, honey. They don't miss a beat. Pay attention. Now, there you have it. Now, this is what the person who calls himself Walking Trophy said about Vivica's comment as it pertains to her saying she's good. Okay, she says she hasn't experienced Taraji's successes either. Next, okay, Vivica A. Fox, TMZ says, Vivica A. Fox says she hasn't experienced Taraji P. Henson's work woes. And then that's what the woman said. She hasn't experienced Taraji's successes either. And then, Gabrielle Union caught liking a tweet seemingly shading Vivica A. Fox. And let me tell you what some of these women were saying. Some of these Black women were in the comment section saying stuff like, you know, well, she's happy. She's not going to mess up her lifetime checks. You know, well, she's just saying that she's thankful for what she has. Okay, there's nothing wrong with being thankful for what you have, but there's also nothing wrong for standing up for what you deserve, okay, and for what you believe and know that you're worth. There's nothing wrong with that either. Okay, so for the fools that were trying to go in on people saying that absolutely Vivica should have stood for Taraji P. Henson, she should have stood beside her, okay, Monique as well, she should have stood beside Monique. At the end of the day, whether or not she's pleased with her checks, she knows that there are some Black actresses who are not. And she could have just shown a little empathy. To me, her whole tone in that little clip was passive aggressive. It was passive aggressive for me. That's what it was. Right at the end of the day. But meanwhile, Oprah still out here trying to mammy-splain and acting like things aren't her fault. Now let's go to it.
I want to ask you about, Taraji, you got so emotional talking about pay inequity, and you created a space now where we have a cast of black women.
I would just like to say about this whole Taraji, you know, I heard I was trending yesterday because people are saying that I was not supporting Taraji. Taraji will tell you herself that I've been the greatest champion of this film, championing not only the behind the scenes production, but also everything that everybody needed. So whenever I heard that there was something that people needed, I'm not in charge of the budget because that's Warner Brothers. You know, that's the way the studio system works. And we as producers, everybody gets their salary. That's negotiated by your team. And so whenever I heard there was an issue or there was a problem with the cars or there was a problem with the food, I would step in and do whatever I could to make it right. And I believe that she would even vouch for that and say that it's true.
I think she would vouch for that. I can vouch for that because I've seen you and your work and behind the scenes, how you step in and you put your own money up.
I'm all for everybody being the greatest and rising to meet the rising of their own life. And so, I mean, all this stuff about there was something online about us being separated at the top of the Empire State Building. On that particular day, we were so cold. So I don't know what kind of body language people were talking about. I was like just trying to stay warm, and that was the fourth thing we had done. And so I you know, there's no validity to there being a thing between Taraji and I.
Oprah, you can stop lying at any point now. That's what you can stop doing, okay? Because Monique already let us know over a decade ago how you get down. Right now, I want you all to pay attention. She said as soon as she found out there was a problem, she tried to fix it. Well, first of all, there shouldn't have been any problem. She's a whole billionaire, okay? And so are Steven Spielberg, okay? And Warner Brothers. Please make it all make sense. Oprah, I'll bet you Oprah had food in her dressing room while she was there on the set working behind the scenes. I bet you Oprah had a driver. I bet you she did. Okay, so she convinced me with it. All the lies and BS, honey. It just keeps bringing me back to more and more of the things that Monique said. And here's the thing. I want you all to think about not only how they don't pay these black actresses fairly and how they don't give them the proper praises and all of those things and how they demean them by allowing them only to win Oscars for, you know, roles where they're playing something degrading. Like Hattie McDaniels. She won the Oscar for her role in Gone with the Wind as a mammy. Now, when she won that Oscar, she had to accept it from the balcony. She wasn't allowed to walk on the stage, okay? And not much has changed since then as far as I'm concerned.
Oftentimes, when it comes to a black woman speaking up and speaking out, it goes unheard until she dies. Then once she dies, then we go back and say, well, she was right and let's make a movie about it. See, I can give you their names, Eartha Kitt. I can give you their names, Hazel Scott. I can give you their names, Fannie Lou Hamer. I can give you their names, Hattie McDaniel. All of those women took a stand. And all of those women left here heartbroken, unhealthy, looking at a community saying, y'all know I'm right, but why won't anybody say anything? People will ask me, do you dislike or do you hate Oprah and Tyler and Lee? No. Let me be clear. I love those people. We love those people. My husband and I love them. They're our brothers and sisters. And as my husband always say, Mama, we ain't calling nobody out. We simply calling them up to say, listen, let's make our community better by making it right. Not keep running and hiding behind what you consider is your power.
Powerful words, okay? And not one lie detected. Not one lie detected. And like I will continue to say, it's amazing that no one stood up when Monique was saying all of this over a decade ago. No one stood beside her. No one had her back. No one liked the comment. No one said anything. Only thing they said was she's difficult and hard to work with. And Steve said, you need not let your integrity interfere with your money. We black out here. That's what he said. Okay, please pay attention. All so nefarious and things clearly have not changed much, like I said. Now, let's talk about Meek Mill, honey, because Meek Mill's ex-friend, I don't know why they fell out, but clearly he's spilling tea. Now, he said that Meek spits on a woman. And I'm sorry, but for the context that he said all of this in, sounds like that woman may have been Nicki Minaj. You all be the judge. I'm going to play the clip.
We was standing at the fucking joint up, like 20th Street or some shit. We riding, we all the fuck down there. We wound up shopping down there, Webster and shit. This fucking dude get to arguing with this girl in his fucking store because she told that nigga, I ain't fucking paying your fucking tag. Go get your money out the fucking hotel. He said, I just got $2,000 on me. Like I can't borrow $6,000 or whatever many $1,000 it is. They arguing real bad. They get to calling each other all kinds of crazy names. This corny dude starts spitting on. I said, yo, you crazy and shit. I told him right then and there, you lost your fucking mind. Nut. Arguing what? We get on the bikes, long story short, I'm gonna cut this shit short because I ain't gonna say too much. This fucking nut riding down the street, me, him, and Coon. I'm still Willie, I'm riding, I ain't thinking nothing of it. This nigga on Instagram writing a long ass fucking message. This and Drake. This fucking nut just did that shit because he argued with that girl. All that shit came about that girl. And don't nobody know what that beef was about, do y'all? That shit was about that girl. Because he was all insecure and don't know how to have a bad bitch on his hip. He don't know how to be that nigga. He insecure, telling he can't walk around the house with this and that on, thinking niggas looking at your girl. Why you at? Yo, you crazy.
Okay, y'all heard it, honey. Said he was mad. This is all crazy. Mr. Mystical Black Realm said all these men are gossiping more than women. Now speaking, I have questions. They absolutely are, honey, but I'm here for it. Okay, so I can get the scoop. Please pay attention. Now, was he upset because Nicki wouldn't pay his $6,000 or $7,000 tab? I mean, why didn't he bring his money from the hotel room? Or better yet, why didn't he have a credit card? I'm just saying, honey. That Crazy Speech era said, Meek Mill, go back to Diddy's pool. Okay, this is all so disgusting. Michael says, are you telling me that they have whole people into their house and that's why she can't wear what she wants around the house? Shaking my head. I don't know, honey. This is all crazy as far as I'm concerned. Meek seemed like he mentally tortured Nicki, says Superstar Bella. Well, I'll tell you this. I do believe Nicki said that he was possessive, okay, and controlling. But here's the thing. Meek Mill is just low down anyway. I never cared for him. You all know that the reason he got Nicki, okay, is allegedly because he FaceTimed her while Safari was with another girl. Okay? That's what he did. I mean, talk about low down and nefarious. And he should have been insecure because Meek Mill, I'm sorry. But yeah, he never looked good enough to be with Nicki as far as I'm concerned. But anyway, that's not my business, but I'm just saying. Okay, so anyway, let's continue. Let's talk about Jonathan Majors. Let's talk about Jonathan Majors because he called Megan Good Coretta Scott King. I just want y'all to pay attention. At first, he wanted Grace Jabari to act like a Michelle Obama or Coretta Scott King. Well, that wasn't going to happen, as we all know. But in that interview he did, okay, days ago, he actually equated Megan the same way.
Major's new girlfriend, actress Megan Good, has remained by his side, even present for our interview.
How would you describe your relationship?
Well, she's an angel. She's held me down like a Coretta, you know? I'm so blessed to have her, you know? The relationship is still fresh, but, you know, I think I found it.
Let me say something about Jonathan Majors. He is not well-spoken at all. He's not well-spoken at all. But I tell you what he needs to do, honey. He needs to keep Miss Coretta Scott King's name out his mouth. Okay? Because they clowned him online, just so you all know. They clowned him online. And not to mention, Dr. Bernice King came out and said something about it too. Online, they were saying that, they played the Will Smith clip, "Keep my wife's name out your effing mouth." They said that was the ghost of Dr. King. But hold on, because here's what Dr. Bernice King had to say about it. I'm sorry, honey. You cannot compare your women to Coretta Scott King. That's what you just can't do. Now, here's what the lovely Dr. Bernice King said. "My mother wasn't a prop. She was a peace advocate before she met my father and was instrumental in him speaking out against the Vietnam War. Please understand, my mama was a force." Oops. All right. Well, I guess he heard that. I guess he heard that, honey. All right. She said her mother wasn't a prop. So she's implying that Megan Good is a prop. That's what many people seem to think. Many people seem to think that he got with Megan after the whole debacle with Grace Jabari, so he'd have a black woman on his arm and have black people supporting him. That's what many people think, and that could or could not be true. But here's the thing. I think that he was already dealing with Megan before him and that woman broke up. And in fact, I think that the reason him and Grace Jabari were arguing that night when he received a text of some woman saying, "I wish I was kissing your lips right now," I think that was Megan. I think that was Megan. Now, I could be wrong, but I think that was Megan because they got together real quick after the debacle. And if that was Megan, and if they were already seeing each other, well, that would likely explain why she's standing beside him. Okay? All right. That was Megan texting him, says, "No, yes, I absolutely believe it was." Misha said, "Bingo." Okay, y'all know the queen be figuring it all out, honey. Okay. Miss Hotel said, "Queen, we talked about that months ago when it first hit the news. You said it first." Thank you, beloved. Sure did. That's exactly what I said. I said, honey, he was already dealing with Megan. I guarantee you that's who was texting him, and that's why him and that lady got into that altercation. And Megan probably feels somewhat, obligated to stand behind him. I'm sure she probably cares about him, of course, but she likely feels obligated because she may feel like some of this was her fault. Okay, not that it was. It was clearly that nefarious Grace Jabari's fault. She's a whole Karen, pay attention. But here's what Katt Williams had to say about all of it.
On the street like Jonathan
Majors.
Majors.
There you go. See, come on, Katt.
Not because I didn't like white women. I think white women are as great as any other women. But I'm not going to act like I'm not scared of them. I have a reason to be scared. You could be Kang the Conqueror, and they could take your rabbit ass down in 2 weekends. And that's the truth of the matter. So I stayed away from that.
You see Jonathan Majors, what he went through. Marvel dropped him as soon as the conviction came out. And you were telling the
Hey, you saw that black woman come get his charge cut in half? Thank you, Megan Good. God bless you coming to save that slave. If he'd had to be there by himself, he was getting all four. Guilty. She came in there, was just so beautiful, they had to knock half of it off. Bless his heart.
What do you think about this cancel culture? You see the situation with Jonathan Majors. I mean, for all intents and purposes, I don't know if maybe he can bounce back in a couple of years, but man, he was hot. He was hot. He was cooking. I mean, you see him in Creed, he's in the Marvel movies, and then just like that.
Maybe I'm a conspiracy theory, but I thought Katt Williams said any time they make you into that position, part of that contract is you do understand whenever we want to take you down, we can, right? Part of giving you the world. First of all, they went around the world for 2 years straight telling any women that would listen that this was a good-looking Negro. Mm-hmm. Since when? When did y'all start liking a big nose? And when did y'all like a little head and a big jaw? When? Since when? That look like my daddy. When you start liking my daddy? You like black people's features like that? If this ugly nigga is good looking, then all niggas is good looking. Anytime you see them telling you something you can't believe, just understand it's a play. And it don't matter. You gonna know it's a play as soon as they get in that position and think they gonna tell somebody something. No, you're not. No, you're not. Marvel will cancel you you won't be allowed to read a comic book. What is you talking about? Get out of here. Get out of here, ugly boy.
Now, Katt knows he is absolutely wrong for calling that man ugly. He needs to sit down somewhere. Beans and Cornbread said Jonathan ain't hardly good looking. Okay. Well, LeVar said he doesn't think he's ugly. Jonathan Majors, Vince I Am says Jonathan Majors was brilliant in Lovecraft Country, which I recommend anyone to watch. I never heard of it. Beloved. Okay, so anyway, with that all being said, Divine Order says he's not ugly, just ruggedly handsome. Okay, ruggedly handsome. All right. All Hell No said he is, in fact, uncute. Y'all are low down, honey. Okay. Jonathan is not a bad look, just a little hard on the eyes, says Sabrina. Y'all need to stop. Miss Evie said he's not that handsome, but I'm not gonna down him. He looks better than Jay-Z though. Oh, well, yeah, that's cute. I mean, that's true. Absolutely. Brand Slayer said, Queen, keeping us on point with the facts. Okay, now so let's talk about this. Let's talk about what Katt Williams said about Chris Tucker. Okay, when he said what he said about Chris Tucker. Hold on, let me pull that up.
On the street like Jonathan.
Hold on.
That we got now is Epstein Island Chris Tucker. Oh, not Smokey.
Oh, Lord.
Whew. If I didn't know no better, I'd tell you he's the greatest. I don't care what you say. To be confident and not delusional is a real skill. Most of these confident people we see is really delusional.
Well, you don't think they asked Chris Tucker to come back in the second Friday? Smokey was all in Smokey. There ain't no Friday without Smokey.
We all agree to that, and there's no next Friday without Friday, and there's no Friday after next without Friday.
We talk about the road because you said that they don't.
Here's the thing. Okay. Here's the thing. Chris was allowed to make the decision. At the time that this is happening, Katt Williams is known for smoking weed. Willie Nelson is known for smoking weed. Right. Snoop's known for smoking weed, but none of us is really known except Willie. And I'm saying, Chris Tucker didn't want to be the poster child for smoking weed. He don't smoke weed like that. Right. He in the church. He Michael Jackson's best friend. Christmas. Michael Jackson called him Christmas. You ever met a man that gave you a little nickname?
Katt is so nefarious. But here's what Chris Tucker said about Epstein and being on that island. Pay attention.
I don't know, man. This is crazy. I don't know how this is going to come out. I don't know.
You knew Jeffrey Epstein, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. We flew Bill Clinton and a lot of different, that was a humanitarian trip to Africa. Yeah. And I met him on that trip because it was his plane. I didn't know who plane we was getting on, but it was a whole bunch of dignitary people. We was with a delegation. And yeah, I met him and you don't know people, what they do in their private lives. So, yeah.
But you gotta tell me this, Chris. Was on this private plane. And you could tell that it was a private plane because they called it, Lolita Express?
Oh, yeah, it was a private plane. Yes. Oh, yes.
But wait a minute. You didn't never go to that island, did you?
No. I don't know where that thing at. No. I don't think. Hey, we was going to Africa to save lives.
All right, speaking of the things, you actually had, okay, speaking of some controversial things, you were there when Kanye said George Bush doesn't care about black people, correct?
Sure was, man.
What was going on through your head when Kanye, because your face was amazing, but what was going on through your head when it just cut to you?
Man, I didn't know what he said, first of all, because I was busy telling them, can I say what I want to say? Because I really, I think that'd be more effective. They was like, no, you need to say what we got on the paper. Then all of a sudden they said, go, Chris, let's go. What's going on? So I said, listen, George W. Bush loved black people. I don't know what's going on. So he had me looking like Uncle Tom, and he was like Nat Turner. But afterwards, we was in the back. Kanye was like, man, I don't know, man. This is crazy. I don't know how this is going to come out. I don't know. He became a superstar after that.
Y'all a part of history after that one.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That's American history right there.
Your relationship with Michael Jackson. How do you explain that?
Oh, man, that's another one, man. Just a blessing growing up. We grew up with Michael. Like my sister said, we grew up with Michael Jackson, and he was amazing, man. And when he died, that affected me like everybody else. It was powerful, man. And he was like a brother. But to have somebody like that grow up, never thought I would meet him, become friends with him. And he was talented, but he was brilliant, and he was just amazing person, always kind to me. And it was just a blessing I was in one of his videos, Rock My World, and only a few actors, got in videos like that, like Michael Jordan. And I was in the one that Marlon Brando was in, and Magic Johnson was in, Eddie Murphy was in one of his videos. But he liked me enough to put me in one of his videos, and I'll never forget that. And just the times we hung out. So it was a great friendship.
Yeah, yes.
Okay, so he said that they went there. They were going to Africa for a humanitarian trip. We're going to get more into that in just a second, okay? Because I find that very interesting. But here is Chris doing stand-up. I'm going to play the audio where he's doing stand-up, and he's talking about him and Bill Clinton.
Africa's great, man. I went on some great trips. I went to Africa one time with Bill Clinton. That was fun. We went to like 3-4 countries in Africa. And Clinton was great, man. We had so much fun. We had so many, so many places to go. We started getting bored. Sometimes we just started playing games. I started doing impressions of Bill Clinton, and he started liking it. He was like, oh, shit, that sounds just like me. That sounds good. That sounds great. I like that. He invited me to Africa, man. He invited me. He said, Tucker, you want to go to Africa with me? I think you'll like it. You're black. I'm black. I think you'll like it. Come on. It'll be fun. Come on. So I started doing the impressions, man. Everywhere we went, he wanted me to do them. We were in little parties at night. Tucker, come do me. Come do me. Come on over here. Well, every country we went to, finally I got tired. We got to Nigeria. He wanted me to do it in front of the president of Nigeria. And I was scared. If I mess it up, they put me in jail. And just
that was Bill Clinton making him into a minstrel. I want y'all to pay attention. Okay, Bill Clinton was making him into a whole minstrel, and he didn't even realize it. But let's talk about it, because he said they went to Africa for humanitarian reasons. Let's talk about Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton and their humanitarian things, okay? Because I don't believe that. Bill Clinton spins his Haiti intervention. Amid a probe of artisticide, the former president offers a new version of events. Okay, now, and it's tempting to try to forget about all the misery that Bill and Hillary Clinton and their Democratic friends inflicted upon Haiti. But like perpetrators who cannot resist the urge to return to the scene of the crime, the Clintons just keep reminding us. At an Iowa steak fry last week, Mr. Clinton bragged about his Haiti record. That was strange. 2 decades after the U.S. military, 2 decades after using the U.S. military to restore deposed Haiti tyrant Jean-Bertrand Aristide to power, and 5 years after becoming the UN Special Haiti Envoy, and 3 years after taking charge of the post-earthquake interim Haiti Recovery Commission, Mr. Clinton is persona non grata in much of the country due to the dismal results of his involvement. Now, do you all remember all that money that Bill and Hillary, or shall I say Hillary, raised that was supposed to be for Haiti? And then they only built about 6 houses. Do you all remember that? Now, yet bringing up Haiti now, even in such an unlikely venue, may come to serve a purpose. Mr. Aristide was put under house arrest in Port-au-Prince earlier this month in connection with an investigation into allegations of money laundering and corruption. Now, if he decides to talk and remembers things differently than Mr. Clinton, the former U.S. president will be out in front with his version of events. All right, and not only that, do you all remember the missionary who went over to Haiti? The U.S. missionary who went over to Haiti, and Bill Clinton and Hillary were speaking on her behalf. She tried to abduct 33 Haitian children. Yeah, in Port-au-Prince. 10 U.S. missionaries detained in Haiti have been charged with child kidnapping and criminal association for trying to take children illegally out of the earthquake-hit country. After announcing the charges, Haitian Deputy Prosecutor Jean-Ferge Joseph told the Americans their case was being sent to an investigative judge. They say that judge can free you, but he can also continue to hold you for further proceedings. This is what the deputy prosecutor told the 5 men and 5 women at the hearing. Now, as the decision was announced, the Americans, most of whom belonged to an Idaho-based Baptist church, appeared stunned, and some shook their heads in disbelief. They were arrested last week on Haiti's border with the Dominican Republic when they tried to cross with a busload of 33 children, that they said were orphaned by the devastating January 12th earthquake. Haitian authorities said the group lacked the authorization needed to take those children out of Haiti. So they thought, I want y'all to pay attention, they thought they could just go over there and take these children because there was an earthquake and lots of people were dead. They didn't get any permission, authorization from any of the government officials or anyone else, but they were going to take 33 children. And I want you to pay attention because the number 33, we all know how that goes. Now, all 10 Americans who range in ages from 18 to 55 acknowledged under questioning from the prosecutor they had apparently committed a crime by seeking to take the children across the border without proper documentation. But they said they were unaware of that until after their arrest. How do you not know that you can't just come and take people's children from one country to another? I'm sorry, how do you not know that? They said we didn't know what we were doing was illegal. We did not have any intention to violate the law, but now we understand it's a crime. This is what Paul Robert Thompson, a pastor who led the group in prayer during a break in the session, said. Please miss me with it, okay? Please miss me with all of this foolishness. Group leader Laura Silsby told the hearing, we simply wanted to help the children. We petitioned the court not only for our freedom, but also for our ability to continue to help. No, get up out of Haiti. That's what you can do. Get up out of Haiti trying to traffic these children. That's what they were doing. Most of the Americans who have been in jail, since January the 29th, were covered with severe mosquito bites. The prosecutor asked them at one point if they wanted to see a doctor. Afterward, the missionaries did not speak to a mob of reporters as they were taken back to police headquarters. Now, mind you, in the midst of all this, there was Bill and Hillary. Crawley sought to play down comments on February 3rd by U.S. Secretary of State Hillary Clinton that Washington was in talks with the Haitian government about the appropriate disposition of their missionaries' cases. And like I said, they went over there to speak on behalf of those people. They wanted to get them out. They wanted to act like they weren't over there trying to kidnap those 33 children. That's what Bill and Hillary Clinton were doing. But Chris Tucker wants us to think that he and Bill Clinton went over to Africa. I'm sorry, to do what? Missionary or humanitarian work? I don't believe it. Yeah, I believe they went to Africa, but not for doing what they said they were doing or what he said they were doing. And also, here's the thing. Why is Chris Tucker hanging out with Bill Clinton in the first place? I have a whole lot of questions, okay? And then pay attention. When the man asked him, the man said, you knew Jeffrey Epstein. He said, you didn't go to that island, did you? Oh, no, I don't know what that thing is. Please miss me with it. Okay? So here's the thing I want you all to pay attention to. I want you all to pay attention to one key factor, and all of these celebrities who knew and dealt with Jeffrey Epstein at some points, but who now claim ignorance of what he was into. You see, Jeffrey Epstein was arrested in the early 2000s. Wasn't it 2005 when he was first arrested for his nefariousness? He was arrested in 2005, was he not? Let's look it up. I believe it was 2005 or 2008. Now, with that all being said, how are they saying they didn't know? Here it is right here. These celebrity contacts made it big news when Epstein was arrested in 2006 over allegations that he had hired multiple teenage girls to give him sexualized massages at his home in Palm Beach, Florida. 2 years later, prosecutors allowed Epstein to plead guilty to a charge involving a single victim. That was in 2006, okay? That was in 2006. So you mean to tell me they didn't know what was going on? It's easy for y'all to say all these years later you didn't know what was going on, but I got the receipts. I got the receipts. So if I know he was a whole freak in 2006, so did they. That's all I'm saying. And how do you get on someone's jet, someone's private plane, and you don't know who owns it, Chris Tucker? Please make it all make sense. How did he get on someone's private plane, but he didn't know who owned it? He didn't know who owned it. And so you're just going to hop on there and go to Africa, not knowing whose it is, not knowing if you're invited by this person who it belongs to. Please sit down somewhere. Please sit down somewhere. I'm calling lies and utter BS. Okay, that's what I'm calling lies and BS. Of course he knew that it belonged to Epstein. Okay? And I'm quite sure. And here's the thing. Here is the thing. Let me just remind you of this. Let me just remind you of this. I showed you all this the other day. Now, Bill Clinton was clearly good friends with Epstein. And, excuse me, and Chris Tucker was clearly good friends with Bill Clinton. So if Bill Clinton, and he knew Jeffrey Epstein. So if he was good friends with Clinton, who was good friends with Epstein, don't y'all think he was good friends with Epstein too? I absolutely believe he was. Okay? I absolutely believe he was. And I think he took that flight to more than just Africa. All right, remember this dress, this painting with Bill Clinton in the dressing pumps that they found hanging in Epstein's house? That's how good of friends he and Bill Clinton were. So Chris Tucker, please miss us all with it. I don't believe you, beloved. Okay, Epstein Island, Chris Tucker, just like Katt Williams said. That's what I think. And let me just remind you all once again, that's right, birds of a feather, Desi Dez, exactly. Okay, absolutely. Kajima says, people act like Chris Tucker wasn't the highest paid actor at one point out of thin air. Y'all know it comes with nefariousness. It certainly does. Okay, it certainly does. Michael M says, they clearly don't have your Nancy Drew instincts, Queen. Thank you, beloved. Okay, they need to sit down somewhere. Okay, they need to sit down somewhere. At the end of the day, like I'm telling you all these celebrities trying to play dumb, like they didn't know this man was a whole freak, like they didn't know what that man had going on at that island. Yeah, I believe they all knew. Okay, how could you not? How could you not? It made the news. Early 2000s. Now, he just went to prison a few years ago, but prior to this, there was already allegations, there was already stories. So anybody doing business with him, dealing with him in any type of way, they knew exactly what that man was into. They can miss me with it. And Chris Tucker knew exactly who that plane belonged to. Okay, stop. Just stop. It's all crazy. Miss Peaches said, yes, Queen, she lied and said those children were adopted. The police said how when the parents are still looking for them. They arrested her and here comes Hillary. Exactly, beloved. You know the story. Exactly, because that's exactly what happened. Okay, because it was one of those missionaries, a blonde-haired lady, okay, that they specifically was trying to talk to. All right, because she was the main one sitting up there lying, talking about they adopted them. Honey, where are the adoption papers and who did you get them from? Sitting up there just lying, trying to kidnap those kids for trafficking. That's what I believe. Okay. That's what I believe. And weren't both of their names on Jeffrey Epstein's flight list? Like, sit down somewhere. All crazy. All crazy at the end of the day. And I just want to remind you all again that what we received the other day was absolutely not Jeffrey Epstein's client list. Okay. And even if you were paying attention, let me just show you the receipts. You know, I already showed you all the receipts clearly when I showed you those pages of documents where they were doing depositions that also contained police reports where people mentioned certain people. That didn't mean that was the list, but hold on. And just look at this. I want you all to pay attention because, see, this goes over people's heads sometimes. Certain things do. Now, you see this? You see that, right? What does that say? Jeffrey Epstein documents unsealed. Documents is not the client list. So they even told you it was documents. Okay. It was court documents. No, the list has not been unsealed and it never will be. It never will be. You see, the list, if it was ever going to be unsealed, then I guarantee you Jeffrey Epstein would still be alive. Okay, when he gave those names, it was 100, they say, at least 100. Remember the first reports? And the judge sealed it. Hold on, let me just dig that up. Hold on. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Oh, I'm sorry. It was 1,000 people, not 100. Sealed Epstein court documents names at least 1,000 people. A judge must decide whether to release them. Now, this is from 2019. The names of at least 1,000 people are sealed. I'm sorry, people appear in sealed court documents associated with Jeffrey Epstein, according to a court document that was shown on Wednesday. Whether to make them public in this is the latest skirmish in a years-long battle that continues to play out even after Epstein's death. Now, the revelation came after attorneys for John Doe asked a federal judge in New York to not release the names of people who were not involved who were not directly involved with the 2015 defamation lawsuit filed by Epstein accuser Virginia Roberts Giuffre. The case was settled in 2017. So, with that all being said, they're still talking about documents, but in the documents they say Palugia also pointed to a piece of evidence that he called an address book and said it probably includes 1,000 names. So this was supposedly in his address book, saying there's no indication that any of the individuals named in the sealed court documents had any knowledge or any involvement in Epstein's alleged crimes. Epstein was a famously social person who associated with former President Bill Clinton and President Donald Trump. In a 2002 New York Magazine profile, he said, "I invest in people, be it politics or science. It's what I do." 1,000 names. I want y'all to pay attention. I'm glad I went and looked that back up, because now, how many names are they saying are in the documents? Like 180, something like that, right? Over 1,000 names. All right, over 1,000 names in his black book. In his address book. All right, I want y'all to pay attention. And then they say as per usual, there is no indication that any of these people had any knowledge of his alleged illegal activities, Please miss us with it. Please miss us with it. Okay, now there's pictures of Bill Clinton and Prince Andrew literally at the island. So you were literally at the island, but you didn't know what was going on. Please sit down somewhere. Okay, this is all lies and BS. And like I told you all, they need to go over and dig up that island because I believe that some people probably lost their lives there. Okay, some of those young people that were there. I believe some of those people probably lost their lives at Epstein's Island. Okay, Little St. James. Isn't that what they called it? Also nefarious. Also nefarious. But anyway, I digress. Now let's talk about Kevin Hart, because Kevin was doing an interview and they asked him about Katt Williams, and here's what he had to say. I just want y'all to pay attention. He's clearly butthurt. Now, do you all remember when he and his friends called themselves trying to clown Katt at the game? They looked so stupid and sounded so foolish. Nothing they said was funny. They looked pathetic, in fact. And Kevin, he's just making himself look even worse, as far as I'm concerned. They haven't denied a single thing. All they're trying to do is crack lame jokes, and it's not working. All right, pay attention.
There's something about your work ethic and the way you promote films, even to a point where you'll tweet out a response, like to the Katt Williams situation, while promoting your movie. Which I thought was a brilliant way to do it. You could have also responded with a Mark Twain link because you're getting the Mark Twain Prize here in March. But I just wanted to get your perspective on that. I feel like you always respond positively to negative situations, and I wonder your perspective on that and kind of. I know your grind. I've been interviewing for years, Kevin. I know you work really hard, but what's your perspective on that and your response to that situation?
I said it, and this sums it up well. Like you don't entertain the circus, you watch it, right? And when a lion comes out and rides the bike, you don't think about it too hard. You just go, okay, that's crazy. The lion's riding a bike, and then you go home and enjoy the rest of your day. I don't feed into the stuff at all. At the end of the day, it's all entertainment to a certain degree. So you just hope that people can be smart enough and have a tremendous amount of logic to just go and possibly do research or fact check. And if they do, then great. If they don't, then kudos to that as well. I just don't have the time for it. There's too much going on. So to your point, while marketing and promoting a movie, I think the biggest priority for me is getting my fan base to understand how excited I am about the work that I put into this, because that's...
All right, Kevin, sit down somewhere. Talking about you don't entertain a circus, you watch it. Well, Kevin, that's good to know because you're a whole clown. Please pay attention. He's a whole clown. All right? He's a whole clown, and I'm just waiting to see with this bogus extortion case that he has against Tasha K, where that's all going to go. Besides nowhere, okay? Because he's clearly lying. Okay, Tasha K didn't try to extort him. Nobody affiliated with her reached out and asked for $250,000. I guarantee you he's lying, just like I said before. Okay, you heard it here first. Even though fake Nancy Drew, wig number 2, tried to steal my talking points and lie about it after she'd already reported on the story. Please pay attention. All right. So anyway, that's right. 169 said it's truth, not entertainment. Exactly. Okay. And here's the thing. He said you don't entertain it, you watch it or whatever, right? But he commented about it. And then he took the time out of his day, he and his lame friends, while they were at a game, to try to clown Katt Williams. So are you watching it? Are you watching the circus, or are you being the circus, Kevin? I have questions. All right? I have questions. Sit down somewhere. Now, let me tell you all about this last story before I roll out of here. This is all so nefarious. This woman lied on this man, made a fake account on social media, and said that the man had HIV. The man had to literally go take a test and prove it with receipts. This is all crazy. I want you all to pay attention to how low down and nefarious some people can actually be. Jonathan Haynes clears his name with HIV test results after bitter girl that he talked to for 4 weeks fabricated fake text messages to falsely accuse him of having HIV. Honey, she would be in court right now getting sued, okay, for libel, defamation, libel, and slander. Okay, that's what will be happening. That's exactly what will be happening, honey. And I'm very litigious. Okay, so let's talk about it. Nadine Monica Pochette of Raleigh, North Carolina, created fabricated text messages and falsely accused her ex-boyfriend, Jonathan Haynes, of having HIV and transmitting it to her. Pochette created a new account, a new contact in her phone, and used Jonathan's phone number as the name of the contact to create the fake text. I'm talking about people just do some of the most strange and egregious things, okay? All because they're mad and butthurt because somebody don't want you. And if somebody don't want you, go find someone that does. It's that easy. Now, word on the curb, a thought scorned in Raleigh, North Carolina, who had no shame in her game, went on social media to post fake text messages that she created about her ex-boyfriend allegedly having HIV and passing it to her. She has admitted that she lied, and the North Carolina Beat has identified her as Nadine Monica Pochette. Well, shout out to North Carolina Beat. Right? Black-owned and operated media source. Now, let's talk about it because I'm going to show you all her picture in a minute. Now, Nadine Pochette's fake false claims about Jonathan Haynes went viral early Sunday and were widely circulated on blogs on Monday. Now, despite her assertion that she had proof, Nadine has yet to post the proof. Her lies disguised as fake text messages with Jonathan Haynes' phone number and face were plastered on an Instagram account that she created to humiliate and tarnish his reputation. The account has since been deleted, but the story has caused a stir. On Sunday night, the North Carolina Beat reached out to Jonathan and spoke with him and his mother. He told us that Nadine was lying about him because he didn't want anything else to do with her. He said he plans to file a lawsuit against her and that he would be taking a test to prove his innocence. Honey, I would be suing her too, especially if I had to go through all of that. Now, while the North Carolina Beat will not republish the disgusting lies posted by Nadine about Jonathan, we will say that they were all made up. Nadine, who appeared to be mentally challenged, was pretending to be Jonathan in the text exchange and then responded as herself. Honey, this is all crazy. This is all crazy. I mean, who does this? Now, after speaking with Jonathan, the North Carolina Beat reached out to Nadine, who communicated with us through a friend. We asked her to provide us with proof of her claim that Jonathan Haynes allegedly gave her HIV. She denied showing us the documents. Okay, well, let me just show you all this. Let me just show you all these fake text messages. This is all crazy. And the young woman who did it all. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. This is all crazy, honey. I would be suing so quick for the maximum. Pay attention. That's her right there. Men, beware. Be on the lookout if you're in North Carolina. This is her again with no makeup. This is the young man she lied on, Jonathan Haynes. Nadine, send me your results or I'm exposing you. Now let me go to this video.
What's up, y'all? This is your boy Gerald Jackson from the North Carolina Beat. All right, listen. So I'm about to reproduce to you how Nadine made these fake text messages of Jonathan Haynes, allegedly accusing him of having HIV. All right, so as you can see, I'm going to put my blog number in the first name field of this new contact, just like Nadine did Jonathan number, okay? Then I'm going to put my brother's number right here. Of course, I got to block it out because, you know, y'all know how y'all do. But anyways, I'm blocking it out. I'm just reproducing. And now I am texting my brother's real number, but the contact name of it is my blog phone number, which is how Nadine did Jonathan. And as you can see right here, I sent a text message and I was waiting for my brother to come back to his phone or what have you, because I didn't know the password. But he gave it to me, and eventually I grabbed his phone and texted myself back. And you will see that pop up in a few moments. But I'm going to show you how she made those fake text messages of Jonathan Haynes, okay? Alleging that he had a potential deadly disease. All right. So I'm getting ready to text back. As you can see, I just text back. LOL, this is how she did it, y'all. She's a liar. And I said, wow. And then I text back, yerp. You're going to see it in a few minutes. There I go. All right. That's how she did it. That's how she did it.
Also nefarious. Also nefarious. Please pay attention. Who thinks of this? I mean, you have to be somebody who's mentally just low down and dirty. Okay? Something has to be psychologically wrong with you is all I'm saying. To carry on something like that. It's real crazy. Real crazy as far as I'm concerned. But like I said, the young man had to actually go get tested. And to prove, let me just show you his receipts. Let me just show you all his receipts. And it's a shame that somebody had to go through all of this just because some fool lied because they're mad and butthurt and been out of shape because he don't want anything to do with them. I see why he don't want anything to do with them. Okay? I absolutely see why. Likes up, everyone. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Now, there she is again. Nice looking young lady. I don't know why she would do something so nefarious. Okay, so here's his results right here, as you can see. Here it is right here. All right, all normal. Hepatitis A, B, C, herpes 1 and 2, and HIV. All normal test results. There's a video of it right there. January the 8th, 2024. This was 2 days ago. Y'all be safe out there in these streets, honey, because people are crazy, including nefarious. Please pay attention. And see, I'll be warning you guys about hooking up with people you meet on these nefarious dating apps. You don't know if you're getting a whole serial killer, a psychopath, a sociopath, or anybody in between. Please pay attention. It's all crazy. It's all crazy. Y'all gonna learn, honey, to listen to the queen. I be trying to tell you guys. End of the day. With that all being said, I'm out of here, honey, because you all know I have to come right black at 5:30. Okay, don't forget to tune black in at 5:30 this evening for my interview with Andrew Wyatt, okay, Mr. Bill Cosby's publicist. We're going to be talking about some things, all right, that I'm sure you'll find interesting, so make sure that you tune in. All right, so with that all being said, each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember, beloveds, to keep the Most High first in your lives. Peace.
Hey, yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor.
Gold all in my skin. God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen. Why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunsa. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations. America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece, this time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen, why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood, kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got